but I'm gonna go ahead and open up Traction Tools and start it. So we'll just start with a quick segue, man. Quick 30 seconds, personal and professional win from last week.
Personal professional win. It was cool going to your training. I mean, learned a lot. Boomtown, especially with the like segments and all that good stuff, knowing who to call, when to call them. That was pretty solid. Personal, got to spend time with family and my girlfriend and crush some of my goals of having a dinner with family and my girlfriend every week. So that's good.
Good, dude. That's important.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, definitely identifying like work time and family time and prioritizing the calendar was like a huge eye opener, which I liked.
Good. Awesome. Glad to hear that. Well, Alicia, I just got Dinah's text that you're going to be here to listen. Your voice is shot, so I'm going to give you the time to just let your voice hang tight, okay? So you can give me some thumbs up and some thumbs down if you want. You give me thumbs up.
Okay.
Hold on one second. What's going on here? All right, Adam, you still there, dude?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, I mean, for me, I had a great time in Austin last weekend. It was fun seeing some friends, and then from here, professional win. Those 2 days were just a lot, but I got a lot of great feedback from people and a lot of insight on what to continuously work on coaching and developing with people inside the company. So it was really good. So those are really my wins right now. All right, let's go to scorecard. Okay, so when it comes to scorecard, we're a week too early. So here on the scorecard, you'll see June 6th through June 12th.
I'm actually not seeing the change. Oh, okay, never mind. Now I am.
Yeah, so even though today, Adam, we're meeting on the 16th.
Yeah.
16th.
Alicia always tells me this too. We're supposed to do it in rears or whatever, but
yeah. So we would have done this as a last, like on Monday. So, or if you end up filling out today, so be it. But yeah, this won't be filled out till next week because the week runs through the 19th, Sunday the 19th. So that's when we'll kind of skip this for right now. But when we go through scorecard, you'd fill it out. And where we focus on the double reds, right? So your T180 conversion rate of at least 5% is good, right? We're at 6.6. So 6.6%, the closed transactions, your goal of at least one every production meeting. We're a little short there. We have two zeros in a row. So I'm going to go ahead, and because it's 2 zeros in a row, I'm going to go ahead and send that down to issues because we're 2 reds, right?
Yep.
Closing percentages 65 to 75%. So what this wouldn't be 0. So what it'd probably be is how many of your closed transactions so far, or closed and pending transactions so far in the, or I should say rather in year to date have been from company provided business, like lead flow.
That should be 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so we're going to go, that'll end up becoming 100%. Okay. So, which is not unexpected for year one, but I know what you're wanting. So I'm, with learning how to develop more SOI. So I'm going to go ahead and send this down here, but all these previous weeks would have been 100%. However, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assign something to myself. So send to Alicia updated converted closing percentage for company business. Update for year one, year two, because one thing you got to remember, dude, this number here will always be changing. So as you,
I think your screen's lagging or something.
From SOI business will always be lower throughout within the next year, right? Like, so it's going to be low this year. The next year it'll be higher, and the year after that it'll be higher, and the year after that it'll be even higher because you're stacking up a list of past clients.
Yep.
You've got more mind share of people in your sphere of influence that you're a real estate professional, right? So like they're just getting used to that. So once you develop it more, like for me, every year I've gotten more referral and SOI business, which is the case for almost everybody, because you've been in it longer, people are exposed to your brand longer, you've got more past clients. So it just always will increase. So, but I will give you some insights on that. And then 2 guides in a row right here with reviews, because they are important. That's going to go back down to issues. So this is not where we discuss things. We just blow through these numbers real quick. But you're doing a good job of getting them filled out prior to your meeting. All right, so now we go to rock. This is an area that I'm going to help almost everybody with. We're probably going to do it in our next Monday meeting, but I'm actually going to assign myself a to-do. I like your fun rock. Dirt bike, boat, once to twice a month. That's a lot of shit to do in a month.
Yeah. Gotta stay active, dude, or I go insane.
Smart rock planner. So
Alicia, can you mute your mic? I think it's echoing.
to Alicia and Adam, the Smart Rock Planner, this Smart Rock Planner. So I'm going to go ahead and send that to you. It's just how to actually create rocks. And I'm going to do a little class on this, because this is the #1 area that I've seen when we're going through with team members, how to actually set rocks moving forward into the next quarter. So to give you an idea, like when it comes to, let's say, finance rock, let's say a closing goal. Do you have a goal set yet for Q3 of this year when it comes to closings?
No, just one for the whole year.
All right. And what is that one for the whole year?
It's supposed to go to Cabo, so that's what, 24 homes or what is it?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
24. So, and do you know what your total closed and pending is for this year so far?
Right now, just 6.
-6. All right. That's going to put us in an area of 18. So if we do 18 closings, all right, and we times, right, and we probably add on to that, Adam, let's say right now a 20% fallout rate for whatever reason, right? Like Murphy's Law, like that's going to happen. Shit's going to happen. You're looking at, let's call it about 2. So we've got 20 left to try and put together, 20 escrows to put together for the remainder of the year. And we divide that by 2 because there's 2 quarters left. That's 10 escrows a quarter. So essentially that's 1 escrow every 10 days, right? 10
Yeah.
escrows a quarter, roughly, right? 3, 6, 9, roughly about 1 every 10 days. So what we would do in here for like a finance rock, give you an idea.
Which for some reason it never loads. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah, I brought that up with Remy. All the other ones work, but finance won't load on my side either.
Okay. So if we go insert finance rock. Let's see if I can move this down. I'm just going to add a new one for you, dude. So we go to like add a rock. We may say something like this. 10 converted clients. All right. So 10 converted clients. So this rock is helping Adam stay accountable for opening 10 new escrows per quarter to stay on track for Cabo, right? So
Yep.
now it's quickly describing the rock, and we'll say a due date on it. So it's the second quarter. The due date would be by the 30th of September. You are the person who owns the rock, and it's your individual rock, right?
Yep.
Now from there, you add a milestone, and it would be open 1 new escrow. Now the date is every 10 days. Well, the quarter starts July 1st, it's Q3. So we add 10 days on to that. So we'll just call it roughly, right, the 10th for conversation's sake. So that's due July 10th. You have to have 1 new escrow open. Okay. And then from there, or you can call it escrow number 1. And then you could call this escrow number 2. And when is that due by? That's due by July 20th. And then from there, escrow number 3. And I'll let you and Alicia go back and do some adjustments to this. But then from there, that's due by the 30th. So now when we save this, Adam, and we go back to our meetings, when you and Alicia are going through this, look how this rock looks different now, right? And all of a sudden it's got these little milestone dates. So we come here to 10 converted clients. Alicia's able to help keep you accountable by checking these off by the dates. We got 10 days to open an escrow. Now, if we were doing this production meeting on the 12th of July and we didn't open that escrow, then what we would be able to do is turn this rock off track and send this right down to IDS, identify, discuss, and solve, because one escrow every 10 days, when setting this rock, there's what's called a smart rock planner. You would actually be putting together what is necessary with your coach, Alicia, what is necessary to be able to accomplish this goal. So you'll already be in agreement. Here are the steps that I need to do to accomplish this outcome. So you already know what you need to do, and you know when you need to do it by. And now all Alicia is working to do is help hold you accountable and course correct when coaching is necessary. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So when we go back here to my email, I'm going to show you this real quick. Smart Rock Planner. This is what I'm going to email you. I'm going to
Can you
show.
refresh the screen? Maybe it's like lagging behind whatever you're saying.
Sure.
It's like a 10-second lag.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you see this Smart Rock Planner, Adam?
Yeah.
So what you would do is you would say, you would write your name up here, Adam, short Smart Rock title, 10 converted clients. Then you describe it in long format, right? Like I need to convert 10 converted clients to stay on track with my annual goal to get to Cabo. And then, then is it smart? What specifically will I achieve? 10 new escrows. How will I measure completion? Opening of escrow, right? Opening of escrow. Is that achievable by me now? Is it achievable by me now? You have to agree it's achievable. Your coach has to say, I believe it's achievable. Is it relevant to your vision and goals? Well, I think it is. And what key dates, or what's the final date? September 30th, 2022. And then you go through the steps or the milestones that need to be completed. And then you look at here, what resources are needed for completion? Is it training? Is it lead conversion role play with Nicole? Is it, is it pond, our calendar, staying organized? Like what is needed to be completed? And then what are the known barriers or issues that you have that you're both agreeing to? And by filling this form out, it brings complete clarity to this rock. You and your coach both know what the issues are, what your concerns are, what barriers that could hold you back from completing it, what specific items and measurables that need to be done. So I did this with Mario just a second ago, Adam, and we went through it. And it's like, same thing with you, one every 10 days. He goes, okay, one every 10 days. I'm like, all right, so do you know actually how to do one every 10 days? And so we started working it backwards. I'm like, Mario, going into this weekend, you need to have at least 4 clients looking at houses. Because if you have 4 clients looking at houses, you have a high likelihood of at least 2 writing offers. And if you have likelihood of 2 writing offers, you have a high likelihood of 1 getting accepted, right?
Yeah.
So when you start to work those numbers, you're like, I need to have 4 clients. Like, yes, you do, bro. You need to have 4 clients looking at houses, right? Like you need to have 4 out there looking at homes. So when you go, like, if you say, I convert 10% of the people of the lead flow that I get, well, then the question is how much of the lead flow do you actually meet with face-to-face? And so if you're like, well, I meet with 50% of the people that I connect with over the phone. Okay, great. So knowing that you convert 10% of the people that you talk to on the phone, but you only meet half of those guys, that means you really have like a 20% conversion rate for the people you meet face-to-face. So if that's the case, for every 5 that you meet out there, you're converting 1 into a sale. So now that's like a micro milestone in those 10 days. You need to be out there meeting 5 new families to ensure that you have a likelihood of a new escrow once every 10 days. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's just breaking down the micro numbers to the individual activity, because guess what this does? It brings complete clarity. People aren't guessing what they need to do. They know what they need to do now. Now it's about action. A lot of real estate professionals just take action and don't actually know the numbers behind it, right? Make calls. Great. Why are you making calls? Well, I'm making calls because I have a book an appointment. You know, I told everyone the number one priority is to get in front of the pathway of a motivated buyer and seller, because I know the numbers. And if you book 5 appointments, the likelihood of you meeting 3 is extremely high. But knowing our team members right now, we're meeting with 72% of the people that we book appointments with. Okay. So now if you book 5, you're going to meet with 3 to 4. And from those 3 to 4, you're actually going to write contracts for 1 to 2, giving you a likelihood of getting 1 escrow every 2 weeks, which is then going to put you on the track for 24, getting you to like, I know the numbers backwards. That's why I'm like, number one thing, just get an appointment, dude. Get an appointment. And so that's what I was explaining to him. That's the same thing I would explain to you. 10 is the lag indicator, right? But you go backwards to the lead indicator, and that's where you and Alicia can break down these steps. Now, how far you break down these steps, it's up to you. You want to keep it at escrows, great. You want to but do it to escrows and new clients, that's great as well. You can do as many or as few milestones as you choose. My recommendation is there is at least a milestone every week to 10 days. You already have one every 10 days. You might want to even think about one every 5 days just to check the box off, because face-to-face appointments with buyers and sellers will equal converted clients. Sometimes people think about the converted clients, but they don't see that step in between. So that would be my recommendation to you. I'm going to send this Smart Rock Planner. And the one thing I'd invite you guys to do between now and our next meeting is get this the Smart Rock Planner done for the Financial Rock for Q3. We've already started it, but this would be your next step. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hopefully that's helpful. All right, so let's open this thing back up. Okay. All right, so, and now you can see, like I can go on track. I can go on track right now. You're on track because not. But like I said, these are every 10 days. You can insert things every 5 days, really easy, and just boom, boom. And this is how Alicia's going to help hold you accountable. All right, people headlines. So your layups right here. This is where you would input them. Looks like you're having maybe some issues with this loading as well on layups. But do you have 1 to 2 layups right now? People that are firm buyers and have a need and motivation to move.
Right now, I would say no.
Okay. Good to know.
I need to go through my Boomtown because I have a lot of people on hot, but I feel like a lot of them, I was trained originally to keep them in there for 30 plus days and just try to keep calling and all that good stuff. And I think they've been in there longer than 30 days and some of them don't answer, some of them do. And then after your training, I've learned to sort them a little bit better too. So definitely need to put them in the right categories.
Okay. All right. So this Finance Rock, Alicia, I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to clear it, right? So we'll get rid of it. That's how it's going to fix it. I'm just going to archive the rock. And we've already got an example of what that looks like right here in converted clients. So you should be good. So in the to-do section, I'm going to go ahead and clear your have Remy fix because I kind of just fixed it for you. Fair enough?
Yes, perfect.
Yep. So that's all done. These are my to-dos. Adam's checked the box that his add layups. Okay. All right. So now what we go and do, when I look at this, these are all the issues that I'm here to help you on your production coaching actually fix. So the first thing I'm going to do is when I look at your layups and then I notice your closed transactions, they directly correlate, right? Layups, closed transactions. You don't have layups. You don't have firm buyers you're taking out. You don't have firm buyers you're taking out. You're not closing, right?
Yeah, 100%. And that's kind of what's weird is the lead flow just stopped all of a sudden. And now I don't really get any leads, especially in my area. Like they'll give me something for Temecula, but originally when I signed up, they were saying that they have tons of stuff in Orange County and all that good stuff. So that's kind of been my issue. Just the driving back and forth. I don't think I can do it.
Well, my friend, I'm not here to solve. I'll be in full transparency. I hear what you're saying. There are leads in there. I know that because I've talked to some of the other OC agents. They're in there for sure. It's a matter of getting them. Now, the first question I have for you right now is you're converting Zillow at 13%. Are you currently on connections?
I am on connections, but my phone doesn't ring.
You're on connections, but your phone doesn't ring. So let me go in here real quick. So when I come into yours right now, advanced, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to look at this. So lead registration.
Like all my leads have been transferred to me.
Okay, so Zillow. And when I look at just that one, so it looks like in the last month, you've only had 3 leads. And in those 3 leads, you're saying these were all transfers. Okay.
Correct.
So you are confirming that you're on Zillow. You're not paused for any reason, correct? I mean, I don't
Correct.
know the reason, but I just want to verify.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, what I'm going to set a to-do on is, have you communicated this with Bridget at all?
Yeah, we've talked about it, and not recently, but it's been brought up in the past.
Well, what's recent and what's the past? Define that for me.
In the last week, I haven't brought it up, but it's been brought up in past weeks.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to create a to-do if you've done that and you're not getting any traction. So what we would do here is contact Bridget. So this is going to go to Alicia and I, but what we'll do is contact Bridget regarding problem with Zillow connections for Adam. He states phone isn't ringing or notifying. Correct?
Correct.
All right, perfect.
I have the updated software. We just all updated it today as well. So, I mean, if you want to say that, I didn't really reach out to Bridget, but she posted something on Slack and I updated the software. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. So we'll figure out what's going on there. Confirm call rotation. Perfect. So that's going to be a to-do there. I see that. So you're on Opcity. You're getting that 112, just nothing closed yet. Anything close in the pipeline?
No, I just keep getting leases. So I'll just answer it, get my score up, and then kind of release it back, like you said.
Okay. But so what we want to try, and so are you saying you've had none come through that are actually purchasing?
I've had a land deal. The guy was going to purchase it and it was going to be a solid transaction, but then his business partner, I don't know, kind of fell off the wagon.
Okay. So my recommend, and what about this hot lead that came in about 4 days ago, Maribel?
Click on it. What's the notes on it?
I think that's the one that Kendra transferred to you on Monday.
Oh, okay. If it's that one, basically there was no notes on that, but she wants to see a house this weekend and she only wants to see one. So actually that could be my layup. She was motivated. She has cash. She's ready to go.
Okay. All right. So let's see.
Actually, her name was Fran though. No, I don't know who Maribel is. I'd have to read the notes.
Okay. There actually are, doesn't look like there's any notes in here, just the text messages. Oh, up here, this says looks like it's a lease in Ontario. Their budget's 3,000. Okay.
So, okay, that was an Opcity.
I would continue to practice, especially the hacks on Opcity, just to try and continue to refresh it. You know, like work leases for a couple of days, shut it down. But I would also say expand your market area. Let me look at this real quick. See if I can get it here. I just want to take a peekaboo real quick and see if I can see any immediate. Hopefully you're in this portal. If you're not, then I got to go find you in the other one. So I don't think you're in this one. You're in the other one, which I don't have access or login information to at the moment. So what I'll do is I'll peekaboo in there in a second.
I have it at 60 miles basically. I just messed with the price range because I'm trying to see if they'll just send me like a better quality lead. I put it up to 300K and I removed leases. but I mean, I could open it back up, but I don't
No,
really
I
want to
think,
get Lisa's.
yeah, I just want to pop in there and I also may reach out to one of Brett on our team because he's been working a lot with OpCity on optimizing performance for the team. So I may have him take a look at it as well. What about Ojo? I know lead response rate and first update, which tells me that you're probably not getting a lot of lead opportunities from this source. Is that correct?
Actually, don't even have it installed, so I need to do that. That was on my to-do list for this week.
Let's see. Let's definitely add that to your to-do list right here. Get onto Ojo. All right, cool. And Brett's also put an updated Slack of about Ojo because they're all about optimizing and connecting people with the right agent. That'd be the thing right there. Yeah, for sure. So, okay, cool. So when I look at this, best thing for you right now is we're going to get with Bridget to figure out what's going on with Zillow, get that worked out and get that software updated or whatever, because you're converting at a really good level. And we want to give you those opportunities.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You need more of those opportunities. 56 in 6 months is just not quite enough for a 13% conversion rate. Your numbers are great. You need the opportunities.
Exactly.
So with that being said, when you go in here, are you taking, and by the way, there's a new source that's feeding into the pond from Laguna Niguel, and it's called Realty, but how often are you jumping in here and looking through the lead flow to find leads that you want to try and reach to book appointments with and ultimately go sell houses with?
So I know that the whole structure of the company's kind of changed because we're going into a market shift or whatever, but you said there's check equity and sweat equity. And originally I joined this team for the check equity, basically 50-50 partnership with you guys. You guys send me the leads and I close it. And that's what I was kind of sold on. And that's what I was excited about. And that's what I did in the beginning. Now it's kind of changing to jump into the pond. So it's kind of just, now I know, I guess that I have to dive into the pond, but I really like the first arrangement that we had where it was just send me the lead and I close it. Because that opened up time freedom for me. Like sitting on the phone, if I'm going to sit on the phone, I feel like I should be calling for SOI maybe. That's why I've kind of asked you about how do we fish on our own for that. I don't know. And that's just my mindset, but like totally open my mind. I'm open-minded to whatever, but
yeah. So, I mean, dude, the lead is still there. So let's get that straight. When the lead is still there, it's a matter of going and calling the lead compared to just the phone always ringing. And so what we're talking about is leads are always still being provided to you guys. Sometimes your phone rings and sometimes you call the lead back, right? So the lead flow is still there. That hasn't changed. But the mindset behind just handing the appointment nonstop, I think there's that mindset of that's not handing you a lead. That's handing you an appointment with a motivated buyer and seller.
yeah.
Right? So when you talk about if you're going to be calling, you should be calling SOI. I want to let you know that you'll probably be out of the business in 2 years if that's the way. Because hear me out. One source you call SOI, you have no idea if they're looking to buy or sell. It's a crapshoot, right? And as a matter of fact, for every 100 people in an SOI or a cold list that you would call, only 6 to 7 have any interest in buying or selling in the next 12 months. And then from that list, what is the percentage that have a real estate license, have immediate family member in a real estate license, or a best friend? It's a high probability. Your probability of getting someone who would even talk to you is low. This is a targeted group of people. Imagine taking 10,000 and pulling it down into 500, say, these are the 500 that have an interest in buying, an interest in selling. And right here, like these guys, you just got to connect with them, make them an offer and get in front of them. But what I think I'm really hearing is some call reluctancy. My guess is it's just a matter of you don't like to call. Fair statement?
I mean, either or. I don't mind making the calls, but I was just intrigued by the time freedom originally with how it was set up. That's what I love, but I'm willing to make calls.
Okay. So I don't, so I'm trying to connect here. So you're willing to make calls. You're being coached to book appointments, like no matter what, make sure you get that appointment booked. and we're saying, here's a list of lead flow. And most of the salespeople are jumping in there, and they're not only getting lead flow connected to them, they're getting appointments handed to them. They're calling from all which ways, like they're taking all this way to get appointments. But what I'm hearing from you is that doesn't equal time freedom to you, right?
Kind of, yeah, I guess. I do need to hop in the pond. That's what I need to be doing, I guess.
All right. So talk to me about the time freedom piece though. Like it's still a disconnect for me on that one, on the time freedom part, because I don't understand that. What do you mean calling back leads doesn't equal to time freedom?
I don't mind calling back leads, but fishing in the pond, that takes up a lot of time because you have to call, book the appointments, all that good stuff, as opposed to when we first started and you just get an inbound call or a text saying, hey, you have an appointment set for whatever, this date, this time. And you're just like, okay, sick. You get up, go, and it's easy. I don't know, that was easy, and I love doing that, just closing people.
Yeah, of course it's easy, my man.
Yeah.
Like, of course that's easy.
That's why I like
like
having the ISAs and all that stuff. Like, that's why I was like, hey, we should get more Vivianas in the house, like that answer the phone, dig through the pond, and just book appointments, because then it makes our job easier to just get out there and close.
Of course it makes it easy. Like, of course, every sales agent would be successful if all they had to do is just go show up. But this is part of having a successful practice, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're just not, you will always be dependent upon somebody else to control your income rather than yourself. But let me ask you something, like, really, like, what? I guarantee you. So, okay, there's got to be, you either have a secondary source of income, you have something's happening where, like, the pain is not real enough yet. Because So what is it? You have investments, rentals, something like that?
I don't know. I used to, but I sold it all off. I went traveling, and then COVID hit, and then now I'm like, okay, this year I want to start helping people buy and sell real estate. So I just want to learn the business and meet people and network. And
so, okay, go back though. I want to learn the business. Here's a key component to learning the business is being able. And by the way, like, I want you to really, maybe something Alicia can help you with, and I'm going to help you with, and even Mel can help you with, is the association between calling the pond, like it's just calling random people, compared to calling a lead back. To give you an idea, like inbound leads where your phone rang, they didn't start till, I don't know, 2 years ago, maybe. Before then, if somebody inquired on Zillow, you got a ding on your phone with that name and contact information, which you called back to book an appointment.
yeah,
The only difference, like you calling that person back and your phone ringing, is one's on the other side of it, and the other one is just waiting for you to call them to book that appointment. It's not cold calling. Cold calling is someone not expecting your call and ask for nothing, right?
yeah, which I get that. Basically, it's already a warm call. Like you're saying, it's already a buyer pool that's raised their hand and said, I want to buy or sell. So definitely needing to get out and call them. But when just going back to like when I signed up and got on board, is basically the partnership that we had was, you guys had ISAs in place, they set the appointments, and you just close them. And then that way I would just get in front of buyers and sellers and learn how to talk to them in the field, and then kind of grow from there, which was intriguing to me. So it's kind of,
So let me tell you this, they're still there. They're still there. They're still doing that. We're still working on appointments, but I'm going to let you know, like, if that's what you want to do and you just want to kick back and wait for those, that can be that way. But you're never going to close as many transactions just waiting for that, compared to actually being a well-rounded real estate agent that knows all the components of the business, right?
Yeah, you gotta go out and get your
I'm going to take full responsibility now. Like, if that's the way it was portrayed to you and sold to you by Michael or whoever, like, I apologize that you just sit there and you wait and you only go on appointments that book. But from this moment forward, like, I'm taking that excuse away from you and saying, okay, no more. Can we say that? That's not how this runs, right? It's not how this runs. So we're going to help you create a well-rounded real estate business if you want to. Is that something that you want to do?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to go through, and Alicia's going to give you those action items, and I'm going to give you those action items of what to do. The one thing I'm want to get focused on right now is just getting really targeted and making sure that you have an appointment to meet with a buyer or seller. So right now, what I want to do is this. If God comes in and blesses an ISA to get the right person on the phone that's looking in your market area that wants to meet where your schedule's clear and not already blocked out, thank God, hallelujah, praise Jesus, you're getting, you know what I mean? That appointment's coming to you. However, I'm here because I want to help you do hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. And I assume you're here because you want to do the same. Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, if that's what you want to do, because the more money you make, you obviously know this, the more money you make, the more financial freedom you have. The more time discipline you have, the more time freedom you have. So calling out of the pond is not directly associated with time freedom. Having things scheduled properly and being there disciplined and doing certain steps every day, that's directly associated with time freedom. Having a blank calendar is not time freedom. Having a blank calendar is lazy, not time freedom. Time freedom, I'm blocked out. Here's the shit I got to get done. I've done my shit. I'm working towards financial freedom. And now I get my time freedom, right? Or my time freedom is saying, I'm going to be with who I want to be and when I want to be, but I'm disciplined enough to put it here, right? Because we're not billionaires that have all the money in the world that just they get to sit back on the beach every single day and never have to fucking worry in the world. They still got worries, but that's a whole nother story, right? Time freedom is equal from time discipline, and time discipline is associated with controlling your calendar.
Yeah, which I definitely need to learn time discipline. So,
but calling leads back, calling warm leads who want you to call them that are in a centralized system is not equal to losing time. It's the discipline of just putting that time on there and going in and finding the leads that you want to work and call them, work them, text them. When you get them on, you port them over. I'm going to let you know this, you go hard for 90 days, you're going to see a massive impact in your business and your life and a massive change. So with that being said, I invite you to really stay disciplined on just one a day. One appointment booked a day. If you get, when the ISAs come through, great, hallelujah, praise Jesus. But now we're looking at getting one appointment per day, whether Ojo, Opcity, Zillow, sign calls, or in fact, going in and calling back a lead to book it. Once you get that one, you're done. If I would say anything to Alicia, my advice to you, and I've had a lot of the other leads do this, set a clock. As long as Adam's good with it. If he's not good with it, that's okay. But a lot of people have been like, yes, accountability is the best form of love, Blake. Hold me accountable. And I go, okay, lead. And I'll let you guys talk about this offline. But okay, lead, 7 o'clock every night, just set a reminder on your phone and just quickly shoot a text, or the agent shoot a text back and say, hey, I got my one, right? I got my one. Because that's all we're looking to make that kind of money, right? To help families to be a top performing real estate agent and really get to know the business. Like, knowing the business is done by doing more transactions. More transactions is done by meeting more people. Meeting more people is by booking more appointments, right? It all goes together, right?
Yeah, chain effect. Yeah.
And by doing that, so now we're just focused on one thing, not just closing, right? Closing will come. If I just make sure I'm going to meet with new people every week, if I book 5 a week, 3 will show up. Right? And I'm getting in front of 3 new people, 3 new opportunities, giving me a higher likelihood of closing. So I'll let you guys talk about that, but that would definitely be something that I would invite you guys to do.
Sweet.
All right. So we're over a little bit on our time. Hopefully that was helpful, but you definitely go through Boomtown, go through your HOTS, clear them up, make sure you're getting through your segments that we talked about at the boot camp. And Alicia and I have some to-dos to help you increase your lead flow. Okay.
Cool.
All right, I'll let you guys finish that conversation. Adam, let me know if you need anything, man. And Alicia, I will let me know. You feel better, hon. Feel better, okay?
Yes.
See you guys on the other side.